Alright, well, Nintendo announced the Nintendo Switch, how exciting, and it's time for a hot take to try and make a little bit of money off the back of it for very little effort. Speaking of which, if you do want to see the console in all its glory, you may want to go check out Nintendo's official channel, because I will have messed with the visuals and the audio of the original trailer to try and bypass the Content ID bots that Nintendo loves to use so much. So, the Nintendo Switch, what is it? It's basically a transformer. That's as far as I can tell from looking at the video. It's a home console that transforms into a portable console. So you can go and walk your dog and look at it in the park while you're playing Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Sitting on a bench, not how a bench should be sat on, by the way. He's sitting on the back of it with his feet on the fucking bit where you put your ass. Blatant disrespect for public property. Cartridge-based from the looks of it. It's putting a little cartridge into the little NX screen there, so I called it the NX. It's not the NX anymore, it's the Nintendo Switch. I was trying to say that sentence in one big long run-on thing and that didn't work out quite well. So this is an interesting thing when you're using if you want to just put it on a table like a tablet, you can pull those controllers off the side of it and then hold them in each hand separately, which seems like it would take some getting used to, but might actually be quite enjoyable. I'd like to sit back maybe on a chair and put my arms on the chair and just have them draped over royally, using the two halves of a controller in each finger, which apparently you can also use for two-player stuff. You turn the little controller halves on their sides, and as you can see here, we got these two dickheads playing Mario Kart 2-on-2 local multiplayer, while there was some real go-karting going on. So that's cool. Here are some folks playing basketball. Look at these chumps. And they're popping down their screens. And then it's 4-on-4 for basketball. Why play real basketball when you can play basketball via the Nintendo Switch? So that's exciting for everybody. In all seriousness though, I do kind of dig the look of this thing. It's weird. It's clearly Nintendo weird. But it's unlike the Wii U, which confused people when they first saw it. Mainstream people saw it and was like, well, is this an upgrade for the Wii? Is this a tablet? I don't know what this is. Many people thought it was just the gamepad was it. Whereas this video really does demonstrate everything you need to know about it, and it's easily graspable like the Wii was. That was the big problem with the Wii U. You looked at it and it was not immediately obvious to a casual observer what it is. You look at this video is telling you everything you need to know. It's got a regular controller, you can play it at home, then you just do this little switchy thing with it, like a Switch, like the name, and then it's a portable thing, and it plays the same games. There are obvious concerns with that. We need to know battery life. People want to know cost as well. So there are concerns, but I do really, really like the initial pitch. This elevator pitch video has got me on board, and I'm kind of into that. And here they are playing Splatoon at some giant stadium. That's never happened. Has it? Did I miss some big Splatoon tournament? Was it shown on ESPN? I don't know. Here's a Nintendo logo. Here are some trademarks. And that's the end of that. The video. Their video. Mine's going to continue for a little bit, I guess. The controller is called a Joy-Con, which sounds like a happy Decepticon, which more or less proves my theory that this is a real-life transformer. Uses cartridges as well, which is a bit like a cassette tape, like what Soundwave used in the Transformers. And in fact, the Nintendo Switch makes me think of Soundwave. It's like what Soundwave would be if he came to planet Earth in the year 2016, as opposed to the 1980s when he first turned up, stuck as a cassette player now. Obviously, people do want to know cost, they want to know availability, they want to know battery life. These are things that Nintendo's going to have to address, and hopefully address them quickly. One would prefer them to get that info out the gate, especially if this is an imminent release, as some people are thinking it may be. But I am digging it, as I've said. The initial look at it is better than I'd have given it credit for after the Wii U, and just how clueless Nintendo was in really marketing that thing. By their own admission as well, they've more or less admitted they communicated what that thing was very poorly to the general public. But this is that right mix of traditional and weird and user-friendly, sort of intuitive, that really helped the Wii take off, where it was clearly new and different in the game space, but you took one look at it and you said, oh, I get it, that makes sense. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Nintendo obviously is loath to give up the idea of doing something quote-unquote gimmicky. They need a unique selling point. They need to be more than just a console. But here, they've taken a very basic traditional console, uses a very standard controller when it's not all transformed and flipped around. So immediately it's a very traditional looking thing. They showed Skyrim being played on it, but it also turns into a handheld, which of course is Nintendo's strongest suit. That's their thing. They're the goddamn monarchs of handheld gaming. So combining those two, it's a very clever idea. This is obviously something that had been rumoured and talked about before the reveal. There was a big, strong possibility that something like this is what Nintendo was going to show. And it makes perfect sense. It is Nintendo weird, but it's weird in a way that actually seems logical and I'll just repeat myself, makes sense. So that's more or less what I think of it. That's my hot take. It'll be one of millions of hot takes. There are probably millions already on YouTube right now, mostly because I was being attacked by a dog when the video first went live. I missed the exact 9 o'clock showing of it, 9 o'clock my time. God, my arm is fucked up by a dog, but I'm going to go put some antiseptic on that, I guess. I'm off. I'll probably be back later with another hypey video, another cynical reaction video for the Red Dead Redemption trailer, but that's another story for another time. I like it's called a Switch though, because I'm one.